In my video, I'm going over some ideas and techniques that you can use to effect a healing with your own angelic team. So this is a technique that I learned in Reiki a long time ago. And although it would be far more effective if you did have the Reiki attunement, it is a technique that you can use simply with the tools that you already have in your back pocket, like your ability to visualize and your heart's intention to be a blessing. One of the things that I feel like is really important to understand is that we're all creators and determiners, and we have a lot of multidimensional aspects of ourselves that are just waiting for us to activate. And even though they're dormant right now, that doesn't mean that you still can't access these skills and these tools. And I think that the time is ripe and it's perfect for us to really step on up into our power and understand ourselves as multidimensional and as an aspect of the divine mind. And because we are all created out of the same fabric, we have the ability to be a blessing to other people when they might be under the weather, they may be struggling with a virus, or they might be working with some sort of issue like diseases that are kind of keeping them limited. Another thing that is really relevant to this that I feel like we really need to understand is that each and every one of us, our soul, kind of has allo allotment of days that we're gifted with in order to explore the planet Earth and this dimension, and to see how we can overcome the challenges that are presented, and to just use this whole experience to help us to evolve and help us to really understand ourselves as a creator in training. So our soul, our higher self, says, okay, we think maybe 75 days or 75 years, 75 months should be sufficient. And I think you've heard in other spiritual texts like the Bible that your days are numbered. And I feel like some of us come in with a hard number, and there are others that come in with a few options. So in the metaphysical world, I call these death doorways. So a death doorway is like a time where a soul or an ego combination might say, I think I have done everything I could do here. I've seen what I wanted to see, and I'm ready for something new. And it's like the universe just offers a way out for that soul, and through any number of options, like they're unlimited, really. And there are opportunities for that soul to say yay or nay, like, yes, I want to pass on and move on to something else. Or the soul could say, I really want to stick around for a while and see how this situation plays out, or see if I can challenge myself to really up level my game as far as self-mastery. And so they may overcome a disease or an illness or an accident against seemingly overwhelming odds, but they overcome it and they come back in order to challenge themselves and to see how much better they can do or be. And then there are other people that they have one doorway, and this is something for you to really take to heart, is that it doesn't matter. They could be perfectly healthy and fine and not exposed to any sort of accident or any sort of disease or virus or trauma. And if that is their death doorway that's been assigned to them, then their angels are going to meet them and escort them through that doorway. And that's all there is to it. There are other times where they may have been exposed to something like a virus or some sort of disease or accident or trauma, and their vibrancy is really low. And this is an opportunity where people that have good vibrancy can sort of share their energy to help them transcend the challenge, transcend the illness, and move forward. So, this is a technique that I wanted to share with you today. It sort of depends on you being vibrant and healthy, because if you don't have a fully charged battery, then you're not going to have anything to share. So you may need to rejuvenate your own system. If you have someone in your family that's sick or in the hospital, or they're really down with the current virus that's making its rounds, then you need to really take strong steps to keep your system charged and revitalized through the kind of a right lifestyle, right thoughts, which are high vibrational thoughts, and healthy habits, what you eat and what you drink, and meditation, spiritual pursuits to keep your vibrancy at a peak. And whenever you're in that situation, you can be a blessing to other people. One of the ways that, and there are many ways that you can do this, but I kind of base it on the idea, you know how if you have a bowl of apples sitting on the table and one of the apples begins to rot, and then all of the apples around it, they just go downhill right away. It's kind of based on this idea that your loved one may be really sick, but because of your vibrancy, you can share your life force energy with them to help them kind of turn the tide and begin to gather enough light molecules and enough spiritual vibrancy and healing light and healing love in order for them to kind of turn that tide of that healing curve so that they can rejuvenate. And just remember that if it truly is their time, then it doesn't matter what they're exposed to. And if it's not your time, it doesn't matter who you are exposed to or what you're exposed to. You're going to be able to overcome that because our matrix of light is bigger than a man-made virus. And so our energy matrix, whenever it is vibrant and full, it can just override whatever sort of icky stuff comes its way. It may take some time to rejuvenate those cells that were exposed and to do the revitalization process. And that might come through things like diarrhea. You may have to throw up a lot. You may sweat a lot. You may need to sleep a lot. I call that processing. And it's just a time where our body has to detox whatever impurities that it's been attacked to. But one thing that I like to do when I feel like someone needs healing is just to create the intention to be a blessing to them and to hold them in my mind's eye. And I really think it's a good idea to say their name 3 times. So like for instance, Jonathan, 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 I intend to give you freely all that heals, harmonizes, blesses, and nourishes. You are free to accept or reject this healing. Thy will be done, not mine. So when you send out that prayer, then you are creating the intention to be a blessing to that person. But if it truly is their like death doorway, then you're not like putting your will over theirs and trying to make something happen that is out of sacred law. You never want to do anything to cross a sacred law, because you would be creating karma for yourself and possibly for them, and you might be getting in the way of a piece of business that their soul really wants to do themselves, maybe, or they may need to kind of position themselves. And because of your attempts that were against their will, then they weren't able to do that. So always create the intention, thy will be done, not mine. And this way, it's like you know that what you send out, you're doing from your heart and not your ego. I feel like that's a really important thing, and that you understand their higher self has a plan, a blueprint, an idea, and you're wanting to be a blessing to this person, but you don't want to interfere. And then what I do is just imagine that person surrounded in healing light and healing love. And just imagine that coming from your heart center. Our heart energy is so powerful. And whenever we can send love, healing from our heart center, it just has transformational qualities. I ask my angels to help me to send this healing to them, and I just hold them in my mind's eye, surrounded by my heart energy, with love, with healing light, as a blessing for their highest soul good. And whenever you feel like you have kind of sent them this bubble of love, of healing light love, and healing love light, then that you can be assured that you sent them a care package, and they can take that vibrancy and that vitality and the energy, and they can kind of hold on to your vision of well-being. And quite often, just this little care package and your vision of seeing them well, and in your mind's eye visualizing them strong and overcoming their health challenges and their obstacles, then that is enough for them to kind of catch that wave of energy, and they can take that care package that you sent them and they can use it to detox their own system of whatever illness, disease, virus, whatever has come to them, and to rejuvenate their system. So this is a really very simplified view of some Reiki techniques. But in this time, it's important that we work with our angels. They have some great ideas. If you are willing to take some time to meditate and to create a connection with them, they can help you to overcome your challenges, and at the same time be a blessing to whoever you feel is needing that. You can use this techniques to send peace and protection and healing qualities to other states or countries, to our country, to Mother Earth, which is well needed at this time. And this is something that empowers all of us. It's really important right now in this day and age that we don't feel like we are at the effect of everybody else's stuff, that we are determiners in our own right, and we are taking steps to do what we can to restore vibrancy, to restore peace, and to step up into our power in a beauty way for the highest good of all. So I hope you've enjoyed this angel Q&A today. And if you would like to have more information about how you can work with your own angels in a closer way, be sure and sign up for my free angel ebook. It's called Angel Connections, and I just have a lot of healing prayers in there and easy to use meditations and techniques that you can create a stronger connection to spirit and to your own angels. I'm MarVeena Meek. I'll put the link in the description. Thank you. Bye bye.